Number next. My name's Matt.
I'm Amy.
Welcome to the show. 5 years ago.
5 years, baby.
5 years ago, we started 731 Woodworks right here in Monticello, Arkansas. And I would have never, ever dreamed that it would have taken us to where it has today.
No.
Not it. God has taken us here.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to give thanks to Him for a huge blessing in our life,
Yes.
and giving us friends like you. We never would have met without me seeing Jay Bates build a table set or a chair set on YouTube and actually jumping out there and giving it a go. And I'll show some pictures of some of those first projects here in a little bit and let you know that how it went and my thoughts on that. Super chat.
Thank you, great grandpa. He says bullying is hard work. Have some coffee.
Thank you.
Oh, you're talking about him bullying me, right?
Whoa.
Right.
I don't even know what you're trying to say about that.
Thank y'all so much for joining us again tonight.
It's
and
awesome.
Facebook is working again.
Whoop, whoop. 2 weeks in a row.
We're on there 2 weeks in a row. What is the world coming to?
It's crazy.
It's only because we didn't let him push all the buttons.
I was trying to on the members only live stream.
Yeah.
I really wanted to push that button
It
there
really
that said
does.
picture in picture, but she wouldn't let me. I got to know what that does. So at the end of the stream, I'm pushing it.
Anyway, so let's go ahead and do our sawdust spotlight.
Sawdust spotlight this week is Brent Boots. I like that name. He made a rocking tractor. I mean, that is, I'm just going to,
rocking
I can
tractor.
say this because I am one. That is every redneck's dream as a kid, a rocking tractor. I would have loved that. I would have absolutely loved to have a rocking tractor when I was a kid. That is really sharp, man. That's next level work too. I'm going to show that again.
It is pretty cool.
Check that out, y'all.
It
I
is
mean, that
pretty
is
cool.
extremely cool. And he's asking for plans for a rocking combine.
Come on.
What? That's cool.
Do you know some little boy is going to
Or
get on
girl.
that? Or girl.
Or girl.
Or girl. You're right. I would have liked something like that
Exactly.
too. But mine would have had to been John Deere Green because that's what my daddy had. Anyway.
We had Mass Ferguson. I'm good with the red.
We had John Deere. So, but some little kid's going to be on that, and it's going to be the envy of every other farm kid
Yep.
that exists. That is awesome.
That is sweet.
I think I would still rock on that.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome, and it's such a good thing. Okay, 5 years later.
5 years, y'all. So I'll tell you a real quick story in case you don't know. 731, most people know, but 731 is actually our anniversary, July 31st. I met her on July 31st, 1999. Changed my life. Day I met her. I was like, whew, she's hot.
Oh, gosh.
I couldn't speak. Anyway, 1 year later, we get married, July 31st, 2000. And we've been married ever since. Thank the Lord. She's put up with me that long.
We got married more than once.
Yeah. It's not like we got divorced or nothing.
No.
We just renewed our vows on the 10-year and the 20-year.
Yes.
And Lord willing, the 30-year coming.
It's
So
a
we
10-year thing.
so with that, when I started building things, she had no idea I was going to build something. I jumped out there in this little storage shed out back. I got some pictures I'll show you, but I was sitting here bored, and one day I just stepped out there and said, you know what? Actually, I was sitting at home watching YouTube, and I said to myself, self,
Oh, God.
you can build that. I saw Jay Bates building a chair and table set. I'm looking for the picture now because they're all jumbled up for some reason. I thought they were going to be in order, but they're not. Here it is. So,
Oh, you do have a picture.
I
of
do.
it. Look
so
at
I built
you.
this. I went to town and got some 2x4s and built this exactly the way Jay Bates told me to build it on his video.
That was the shed that he built it
Yep,
into.
that's my little storage shed, and that's how much working area I had until she felt sorry for me and let me move in the garage a couple months later. So and I tell you, I went ahead and built a little tiny table beside it, and I wanted to sell it. And so she saw it, and she told me.
I wanted it, though.
She wanted it. As soon as she called, she's like, I got to have it. I was like, I'm selling that. I'm selling it. I'm making some money because I wanted to turn that around and actually make some money with it, which is the purpose of starting the business, was to try to make some extra money. So I've got a picture here. Why are they all out of whack? Oh, there it is. So I actually did this, or she did this for me. She set them up and staged them and put them all pretty like so I could post them for sale.
Pretty light.
Yeah. And so when I post them for sale, like it was a day or so.
It wasn't a day. It was
Maybe It was that day, maybe?
It was the first day.
They sold, bam, $150. And I was like,
To
whoa.
a friend, a Facebook friend.
Yeah. We see her all the time still.
Yeah.
And it's still on her porch last time I drove by there.
Mhm.
So, anyway, that's how it started. And I just can't thank you guys enough for supporting us and showing us so much love and appreciation and supporting our content, and just, man, you're helping us live a dream. And I can't believe it. Can't believe it happened to me.
I thought he was nuts the day I come home, and he was like,
It's like, you lost your mind.
well, because he was acting weird, and I mean, which is kind of normal for him anyway. We're each
There's
other's.
a lot of truths come out in this show. It's like therapy, y'all.
So, I love you though. So you're my kind of weird. So I come home and he's acting a little bit strange, and he's kind of hyped up, excited about something. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I'll show you what I did today. And I was like, what? He said, come to the shed. Well, I watch crime shows all the time. I'm like, what in the world has he done out in the shed?
Who's out there?
There's nothing good out there. What? And he seriously had built that. And I thought that was wonderful. Like, his hands built that. Your hands built that. That was so cool to me.
Thank you,
And
Jay.
so I
I don't
wanted
think I
it.
ever thanked you. Maybe I'll send him a message.
But I wanted it so bad. I was like, man, But then I thought, okay, well, he sold it and he started building things and making things. And then
Well, I built several of those sets because it sold so fast. I was like, try
they
that
did
again.
really good. And I thought, man, this is really weird, but really cool. But it was nothing compared to me coming or him coming in the house and saying, hey, I think God just told me to quit my job and do YouTube. So that one was
Was it a
strange.
shocker?
It was a shocker.
So after the benches got good, I got a pocket hole jig and started hiding the screws a little better. And you can see this is a bench. She staged this one up as well. And these sold pretty good too. And it's same design. It's just stretched out. I think he has plans for a bench as well. And so I think that's where I got them. These are all free plans Jay Bates offers. And that's how I started, was on free plans. And so that's just basically how I started. And then I worked my way up. This picture actually is after a few weeks, actually. It didn't take long. And I was able to buy a miter saw. And I still got that saw. It's the one you see on the channel. You see I'm smiling. I was happy. I had wanted a miter saw for before I started woodworking, just to kind of DIY stuff around the house, but they're really expensive. But I was able to make enough money in just a few weeks to actually go buy one. And that's the first big tool purchase I made. It was awesome. It's still doing good.
So I see that some of you are already doing it, but we didn't even say it this time. I forgot. If you have not already, drop your state in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. I'm trying to get them all written down, and we will give you a shout out about halfway through the show.
Yep. Sure enough.
Lloyd's in the house on
Hey, Lloyd.
Facebook. He's on Facebook tonight. So what happened after you got that saw?
I started building more stuff. So that's just like.
Oh, was that before or after you moved into the shed?
No, I was still in the shed there.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you see it in the background.
You're still in the shed. He was having to pull extension cords.
Yeah.
No electricity out there.
Some of you guys know how it is.
Yep.
It's you do what you got to do with what you got.
I felt so bad for him.
I was moping around, acting sad. I was hoping she'd give me the garage.
Did you manipulate me?
No. Probably not. So I'm gonna show you a picture of this thing. So I thought I was getting creative, and I saw this today. I was like, why did you build that?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was sold pretty quick, actually. This thing was, I know it's a coffee table is what I marketed it as. And I just basically had a bunch of scraps, and I just kind of screwed them all together. But you know what's awesome is it looks like that until you stain it, and then it looks like that. And it sold. I think I made $120.
It doesn't look bad that way.
I mean,
I don't remember that though.
I made it. That's in the garage there.
Whoever bought it, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am too. I'm sorry. But hey, I mean, I was learning.
But I bet it would look really cool staged.
I didn't even stage that one, I don't think. I think it just so.
I don't even remember.
That's what's cool about this stuff, man. You can just kind of throw crap together and see what happens.
No, don't say it like that.
I mean, it was, I'm not saying
it
crap,
looks like
it was scraps.
Was built well.
Yeah,
and
a
it
lot
was
of
probably
it's just
heavy.
all screwed together. And There's no wood expansion there. We're not worried about that at that point. I had no idea what that was at the end.
Oh, yeah.
So I just put it together and put a poster for sale, and farmhouse was trending, and it looked farmhouse. So it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
He's always worried about that wood expansion, and so now on our hardwood floors, we got a couple of spots because we haven't done the quarter round yet, where we may have to go back in and put more floor.
It's a little bit wide.
Yeah.
So apparently that 3/4 of an inch is more than just a suggestion on a gap you leave. Some of them are about an inch, so we're gonna have to adjust there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to kind of go back and fix that.
That's all right though.
Yep, you learn. That's right. It's all how you learn from it. But okay, so 5 years for the business. However, that's not 5 years on
for YouTube. Yeah. So I started YouTube in May of 2017. Started 7/31 in February, and the way the name came about, we started selling things. And I'm like, we really kind of need to name this, and so I'm almost certain it was her idea.
It was, well, because I had just got my first tattoo.
Yeah.
And no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was my first one. I'd gotten my first tattoo, and my tattoo has 7/31, and I was kind of looking at it, and it has the anchor and the infinity and stuff, and so I think I was joking, and I was like 7/31 woodworking or something like that, and it just kind of
It stuck.
It went from there.
So how it progressed from making outdoor products is kind of funny. I don't remember how I got this job actually, but somebody wanted me to build them a farmhouse bench, and so I looked up online how to make them and constructed this thing. And while it's not the best looking bench, it turned into somebody asked me if I could make a table that looked similar to that. And this was the first farmhouse table we made, and it's just 2x4s and pocket holes, man. It's 2x8s probably on top.
The green doors in that.
Yeah, look at that.
That's when the front door was green.
The green door on the front still is matching there.
Lloyd's on here. Lloyd, check it out.
Green door.
That's hilarious. Our Georgia Peach is on Facebook tonight.
And I tell you, the struggle with working in a small space was you have no place to spread out and paint and stain things. So she actually let me bring stuff in the house, and you see I'm spread out in the living room there with plastic on the floor. We was actually staining and distressing the base there. So space can be an issue, and if it wasn't for her letting me come in the house with that, I guess I'd have done it in the yard. I don't know, but it's kind of neat to see because she wouldn't let me do that now.
No. You took my garage. That's all you get. My poor car is out in the rain and the cold and the heat.
It's got air conditioning.
And you're in there comfy in the garage.
It's pretty comfy in there.
Yeah, I know.
It's cozy. I kind of built a fortress in there now.
I think he's trying. But see, now you're also in the house. This is a whole bedroom that you get to.
You're sitting here using it with me. This is a we thing.
This is a we thing.
This is a we thing, ain't it? Yeah, I'll tell her it's a we thing.
No. You're fine.
Oh, I missed my stuff. If you got a question, you can just put Q in front of your question.
But what's really cool is, one of the coolest things about this is that the 731 community has been created. The 731 community is nothing without you guys. But what else is cool about that is that so many of you now have your own YouTube channels and you're branching out, which is super cool, right?
Yep, it's awesome.
Yeah.
We've met people on here. We met some of you guys and have formed friendships that will last a lifetime, whether the channel's here or not. It's just absolutely amazing what this has done for us. And I don't know how to thank you guys enough for that. It's awesome. We've been blessed more than anything we could ever do for you. So I don't know how to repay it other than just say thank you. So I did start petering with some different ideas. Yeah, Mia's out there. This is a farmhouse chair that I made.
Oh, I remember you making that. It was so heavy, it was basically unusable.
Well, I mean, I made it, and then I also made a whole set. Remember that? I know who bought that. They wanted the dining set, but they wanted the chairs.
I thought it was beautiful.
Now, the chairs weren't just the greatest thing to sit in that low, because it was straight up. But we built bar stools based on that, and we still use them today.
Yeah, they're
Like, we've had them
extremely
for
comfortable.
4 years probably.
We actually want new ones, but they're so comfy that it's hard to.
And this
make
base
that a priority.
DIY Pete has a build video and plans maybe of his bar stools, outdoor bar stools he made. And what I did was stretched them out a little deeper so that they was a little more comfortable, because I built one as a test and it was a little too shallow for me for my leg size. So I stretched it out a couple inches, I think, and it's really comfortable. We set them every day, sometimes for hours, especially like on Saturday. I'll sit at the bar and edit and stuff for a few hours, and they're really comfortable, even though they're just tube boards.
We sit in those more than we sit on our couch. No lie. They're really comfortable, actually.
Tommy Campbell says, what made you decide to make the change from trooper to woodworking full-time? Actually, not a woodworking full-time or YouTube full-time, but I got a whole video on the leap of faith that we took. But basically, we felt God was leading us to do this.
But tell them the story of it, because that's a really important part.
That's good.
Okay.
So in August of 2020, a video took off. In that video, I was wearing a Christian-based shirt. And then from that point forward, I made a conscious decision to only wear Christian-based clothing on the channel. And other than 1 or 2 videos here or there that slipped by me, I did. So, and we still do. But we felt like the channel was reaching people in a deeper level than just woodworking, which is why why I like doing the motivational videos as well. They're not woodworking per se, but I feel like we have a platform to use to help people, and that's the main mission of the channel, is to help people. And so we started praying about it, and starting in January of 21, and I just felt the Spirit saying it's time. But I was like, no, I can't. It's full time. I got insurance. I've got retirement. I've got rank with the state police, and was looking at the next rank. I don't know that I would have gotten it, because you never know how the state works, politics and things. But I had a good shot at getting the lieutenant rank, which is a fairly decent high up rank. And I was like, I'm right there. And so we was praying about it, and I was working out. And I was on a Friday morning, and I was like, how can I do this? And when I racked the weight back on there, God spoke to my spirit, and he's like, I created the universe. I got this. I was like, okay. And so I come in the house, and I told her, and I was like,
yeah, I just woke up.
And so Monday morning, that was on a Friday. I was off, I think Friday, Saturday. I don't remember exactly how I worked. Maybe I was working the weekends, evenings or something. Anyway, I went back in Monday morning and turned my notice in, and then rest, they say, is history.
Yeah. And it literally went down that way.
That's how it happened. And 2 weeks later, I was done. Like, I turned my stuff in, and truthfully, I've not missed the job. I missed the guys like crazy, because I got to talk and see them all the time.
It was a really hard decision.
Oh man. And they threw me a going away party thing, and I cried like a baby. Well, I cried.
Mo and I were there, and we were crying so I don't think any of us could. I don't think we could process in the moment. Oh, and Hoss is on there.
Cried. I cried. We cried.
We all cried together. It was so hard, and it was just.
Thank you, Art
T said, enjoying your content greatly. Good luck in anticipating future content to come. Thank you. And he's from California. And while we're talking about things to come, we can't share everything yet. But what's super cool, 5 years. We never thought we would be here. Right?
Nope.
We are getting ready. We're in the process, but it's going to be a few months before we can. This is squeaky. Look.
Yeah.
Look.
Blame the pen.
I like that. We are in the process of we're creating some really cool stuff. We were trying to talk about this in the members only, but there's going to be a lot of new things coming for us. Lord willing. If this is the Lord's plan, then that was in my Bible reading this morning too.
There you go.
That you have to say, whatever the Lord's plan is, that's the way you want it. If it's the Lord's plan, we have some major stuff coming up in the next year.
Lord willing.
within the year?
I hope it's sooner, but we actually got to get to work on it if it's going to
I
be sooner.
love this pen. Sorry. But we'll get to share all that with y'all. And what's cool about that is 5 years ago, I would have never thought we were going to be sitting here doing something like this, but would also never have imagined the things that are coming.
No, I couldn't either. And what's crazy is if you go back, if you're just now starting content or you got a few things on there, if you'll look in the description after this live stream on this video, I put my first YouTube video on there. Go watch that and look at how very intimidated I was to even speak on camera. My face isn't on there. I wouldn't even speak on camera because I was so nervous. And my first build video, I also linked there, is very similar to that. And it was a couple of months later, maybe a few weeks later at least. And I was like, it's night and day, the difference. When I go back and watch them, I'm like, I can't even think I'm that person on the video. I'm the same person here, but
you're making people nervous with your hand too close to buttons. See, they already know not to trust you with buttons.
Joe Smith says, have you had any regrets of doing it since you left? No, I don't. I do miss the guys, and I'll say that till the day I die. I miss them. I miss the
y'all don't understand
bond, the connection we had because we talked all the time. Now I'm not in their world, their life, that they're in the crap. And so, they kind of, it's just different. It's different. I knew it would be different when I left. I knew it. And I told several of them it was going to be different. I knew it because it just is. And I understand that. I love them all like brothers and would do anything for them. But that's the only part I miss. The job, the politics, the admin stuff, I just don't miss it. It's just 13 years
but,
of it. Man.
Some of you out there are, you're Leos, or you have family that are Leos. And so you understand this a lot. But when you're in law enforcement, your family is not just the people that live in your house. Your family is every one of those guys that go out there with you, the guys and girls that go out there with you and back you up and put their lives on the line with you. It is such you guys are a family too, but this is so different in a way that, if one of our kids was in the hospital, some of his guys would show up at the hospital. We had our daughter who would get ready for her dances when she was, a tween and a teen. And, one of the guys would show up and want to escort her to the dance to make sure nobody looked at her the wrong way. And, it was so hard to say goodbye to that when I know that those guys would still be there if we called them. We could text them today and we still talk to them and stuff, but it was so hard to leave that. And so it took a lot of courage, I think, on his behalf to respond to what God told you to do.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's easy to do that.
No, it was hard. It was one of the hardest. I thought my lips squeaked in. You're going to have to quit that. I was like, did I just go?
That's awesome.
Comedy break there.
Let me get a different pen.
Mooseworks says, any chance of being a reserve officer? No. I actually was asked by the local police department offered. Said the position was, they would use me as a reserve if I wanted it. And I was just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, see, a lot of you guys understand because, you've been in that line, those lines of work. It's something so different about it. What?
Benjamin, man, you crack me up. And see, I just work in the office. I ain't going to miss any of those guys when I leave.
Benjamin, that's funny.
I've worked in those places too.
Oh, we all have.
I almost feel like Forrest Gump sometimes, y'all. I've kind of done it and just, I don't know, God has led me in crazy ways. I graduated high school thinking I was going to go to college. I went to orientation. I thought I was going to be there, and then there just wasn't money there for me to go, and I refused to take a loan. So I didn't go to college. I started right then, went to work construction with my dad and worked construction for 3 years, I think it was. And then a guy that I had worked with went to work as a roof over person, putting roof overs on mobile homes in like 15 or 18 different states. We traveled in Southeast United States. Every week was gone from Monday through Friday. During that time, right toward the end, I got set up on a blind date with her. I swear my hair is like... And from there, when we started dating, I had to get off the road. I knew I did not want that life. So my dad actually created a construction company from the time I had left where he was working till roof over thing. And so I went to work for him for a while. And then
we
from
both
there,
grew up in homes where the dad was gone.
Yeah. My dad was a trucker and also
So
was
mine,
pipeline, stuff like that. But from there, like, so up to that point, I was just kind of rambling around, kind of like I'm talking now. But there for a while, I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do. And one day I was sitting at home and I was reading the classifieds back when you had a newspaper delivered, and I saw in the ad where they were hiring firefighters at the local fire department. Mm-hmm. And I told her, I was like, well, it'd be cool to be a fireman, wouldn't it? And I was just kind of half joking and wasn't really thinking about it. She's like, well, I know the mayor's secretary, was it? You knew? And she called up there.
I don't remember who it was.
I think it was the mayor's secretary. You called her on the phone, and she's like, well, the fire chief's here now. And like handed him the phone. And he's like,
I talked to him.
Yeah, she talked to him. She's like, my husband wants to be a fireman. Well, have him come see me tomorrow or whatever it was. And the rest is history. I was a fireman for 3 years and started wanting to be a police officer and wanting more action, I guess you would say, because the fire department there.
I was not thrilled about it.
And yes, at one point she said, I didn't marry a police officer. You didn't, but you're fixing to be married to one. But I really felt God was leading me that way, and went to the state police as a dispatcher, and dispatcher to trooper, and then trooper to this. So
when somebody asked how you felt about the dispatchers you worked with, he was a dispatcher first, and he still filled in as dispatcher if they needed somebody. So he loved. I
have mad respect for those people.
Yeah,
man, those people have so much on them you don't understand unless you sit in the chair. Because even though most of the time in this area it's kind of boring because you're just sitting there, somebody calls in a traffic stop, but there are times when crap's hitting the fan and they are your lifeline. I mean, especially now, they have maps up there, which I didn't have that when I was there, but there's maps up there that shows where every trooper is in the state. They can zoom in on your location and they can get you help when you need help. And I'm telling you, I have the utmost respect for dispatchers. They do not get the credit they deserve.
Okay, we have a question on Facebook by Joe. Joe Mo. It's the name on there. It says, did you have a backup plan in case the woodworking did not?
No, there's no backup plan, man. I'm both feet jumped off a cliff.
On the backup plan thing. Do you remember?
You said something like, if you have a backup plan, it's not faith. Mm-hmm. So it was literally a leap of faith. We had saved a little bit. Okay. It wasn't like we jumped without any savings. We had a year put up. We had a year of savings, and we're like, let's see what happens kind of thing. But had this flopped miserably, and if it flops miserably now, I just have to go get a real job, and I'll be the worst employee you've ever seen because I like working for me. And so it's just, I don't know. I just really believe this is what God's.
You worked for me.
Well, I do. But you go to school and then I work for me.
Well, it just got awkward.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I've been really blessed, man. I don't know what to say about it. Really, really blessed.
No, we did not have a backup plan on that. A lot of people thought he was nuts, and we actually did take a lot of, we'll just say he took a lot of flack for that. But that was my response to it. You know, I never felt nervous about it, and I'm a worrier. And that was, I didn't feel nervous about it. And everybody told me, they said, the reason you don't feel worried is because you know that God's got this. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just the way I have felt about it the whole time. And so I told him, you know, because he came to his wife and said, hey, God just told me to quit my job where we've got, you know, everything, every security there. And I didn't tell him not to do it. I was like, okay, when are you telling him? And, you know, I think in a way he almost wanted me to say, no, you can't do this because.
That'd give me an easy out, wouldn't it?
An easy out, maybe. And he said, we don't have a backup plan. That was one thing he said to me. But that's what I told him. If God's in control, why do you need a backup plan? There is no backup plan when there's God. You don't need a backup plan. He's the ultimate way maker. Stephanie, I think, has just said in one of the chats, she said something that God was the ultimate way maker. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it was. And so it was pretty cool that it worked out that way.
Got a few questions. Where was that one?
Oh, hey, Miss Connie. She's feeling all right for now. Miss Connie's on here from work.
Oh, hey.
Y'all give a
432
shout out to Miss Connie Horn. She's
If
on
y'all
here
don't
more.
know, I was honored by Maska asked me to do some product videos for them that goes on the Home Depot website. So your boy's on Home Depot now. So I couldn't have any branded anything in there that had my logo or any other tools logo in there except for Maska's per Home Depot's regulations or something. I don't know. I didn't really get into the details. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Because I wanted to put on a resume that I have videos on Home Depot. So Maska products are out there on Home Depot. They've signed with Home Depot, which is huge for them. They're actually in retail now. So absolutely congrats to an awesome company because those people are extremely nice. Extremely good people, I'm telling you. Anyway, it's awesome. And then the question is, Stacy Roberts says, are you still using your Works portable workstation? If so, how's it holding up? Yes, I am. I have 2 of them. They're awesome. I like them a lot. 431 says you're going to email the boss in 3 months, let him know you're not coming back in a year.
Me?
No, me.
Oh.
The one that said I would be back in a year? Nah, I'm not that kind.
That's right.
I'm not that kind. I just leave it on my whiteboard for reminding me.
Yeah, see, that's what, oh, wait. Do you know what time it is?
Power tip time.
It's power tip time.
What's
And
power tip?
No, we couldn't agree on a power tip, so I'm going to just let you go on with that.
My power tip, even though I said I was told it was not a good one.
No.
You said it wasn't a good one.
Oh, just go on with your power tip.
My power tip is, listen, I was going to say hard work pays off, and persistence pays and all that stuff, because consistently posting on YouTube for 4 years before it took off, 3.5 or so, actually worked in my favor. So me being annoying and sticking around and just pestering everybody for a while actually paid off. So just keep posting if you're posting. Keep making stuff if you're making stuff.
I thought a good power tip was Moe's. I thought you said hers was.
Oh, I liked hers too. What was it?
Perseverance. Just said, what was it?
I did.
I like it too. What was it?
I remember.
Perseverance.
That wasn't it. No,
yes, it was.
She posted another one in the
No,
members only.
she told
you members know what she said. I forgot what she said though.
Oh, she said life is short.
Yeah, push all the buttons.
Push all the buttons. That's what she. No, she only said that because she's short though.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Lloyd Wagner in Facebook said that he is so stinking proud of you.
Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate that, my man.
Lloyd's a good friend. And see, we've made so many good friends through this.
Very good friends. I gotta move that thing. I keep fiddling with it.
Oh Lord, what?
That
What were
coaster.
you messing with?
This
Oh
coaster.
gosh, y'all, he's a button pusher.
I'm a fidgeter.
He's a fidgeter. I had to tell him in church this past Sunday. I was like, stop touching your head.
Yeah,
All through church, all through church, he touches his head constantly,
Yeah,
like he's got some kind of problem or something. I'm like, stop touching your head. It's like
Harold
having an
McMillan.
extra kid.
We're in Monticello, Arkansas.
What?
He want to know where we was at.
Oh, yes.
We're in Monticello.
What
I
is
don't know what vom.red is.
what is it? Vom.red? What is that? Is that a spam chat? I don't know.
I don't know.
Any suggestions on where to source wider width hardwoods up to 9 1/4 inch? I'm picking up some extra work that will require a fair amount of them by the Chewy one. And it's WEUN Chewy one.
Chewy one. I would reach out to WTGHardwoods.com. Yeah, he will, if he can't get it, he will be able to tell you where to get it from. He's a good dude too.
Okay. Jeff Allred wants to know. Have you walked into the police station in a bathrobe, flip-flops, sunglasses, asking, how you doing?
No, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? I kind of figure there, well, I know for a fact there's a retirement coming up of the lieutenant whose spot I may have gotten if I'd have stayed. He's fixing to retire in a month or two. So I'll be probably back over there for that.
Hafiga got hid by our program director.
What you call him? You can't say that.
Hafig. Huff got hidden.
Mary man, I'm going to steal
Steph
that.
was on it.
I like that.
What?
The only place success comes before work is the dictionary.
What? Where did he put
That's
that in
awesome.
there?
That's
Married
good.
man, that's awesome.
I like that.
I like that.
That's, that's some of the part of that motivational video from last week. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But it's like, man, you got to set yourself up. It's not going to happen for you if you want something. Not saying every dream comes true, because they don't. Sometimes you fall on your face. Sometimes you're 5'2" and you can't play in the NBA. It's just the way it is, but you take what God has given you and move forward with it. And if you follow his lead, he's going to open doors for you. And sometimes he's going to close the door and you're going to want to know why. It's things happen and they're not for you to know at that point in time. There's been doors closed on us and we're like, what is going on here? And then another one opens. And when you look back, you're like, oh, okay. But just keep, I mean, if you want to chase it, you got to put the work in. And that may mean getting up early. That may mean staying up late, but sometimes you just got to work.
One of the things we hear the most from people is, how do you find time to balance work, woodworking as a side hustle, or whatever it is you're doing as your side hustle, family? Sometimes
I haven't balanced it at all.
Yeah. And
that's one of that argument show we had last week was part of that. Is just poor balancing on my part. I was too far into it. And sometimes I have to get her, she has to say, hey, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I'll do it.
But I appreciate that though, even though it causes an argument and we're like, and I get defensive. That's my initial response is to be defensive about anything. Like, nope, not me.
Well, you don't huff up like that.
I know, but I'm being a little over dramatic for the camera. But that's my.
He does huff up. He just don't do that.
My initial,
because he'd get hurt.
Response is to be defensive, but when I start thinking, I'm like, she's right, big dummy. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate her calling me out. Like I said in that video, calling me out on my bull, because I need that. I need that redirection and guidance when I can't see it myself.
Andrew Battles on Facebook. What is the wood item behind your head? Which one? So that one is our live
behind
edge.
My head, that.
Well, that one's kind of behind your head too. That's our live edge sign. It's just a piece of live edge wood that we put wood letters on with a cool little fist bump Christmas tree ornament somebody sent us that we hung on that. And then that one is one that someone sent us.
It says you get a virtual fist bump.
Yes.
With a fist bump.
Made out of wood, and it's burned into it, right? No, it's stamped on there.
Yeah, those are etched on or
etched
stenciled.
on there. Yeah, it's super cool. Somebody asked if we use Cry-Cut or Cricut, whatever you call them. We had one, but we don't anymore.
But I wasn't making enough of those things. I actually quit making altogether those flags. But as far as stenciling goes, if you're doing a lot of stenciling, those things are really good. Really good. Like it keeps you from the, what do you call it stuff? The paint from bleeding.
Let me give my call out
to
my
one more question. Sky wants to know, how's the wind bandsaw been for you? It's been good. I haven't used it a whole lot for other than small cuts, like small cutting out mallet templates or, like stuff like that, little small things. But it doesn't do resaw. So if you're wanting to resaw, go somewhere else, get a bigger saw. But that one, for cutting small parts or cutting tight circles, so long as it's within where you can get it around between the bandsaw arm and the blade, it works good.
We have some wordsmiths on here tonight. Lloyd tonight is on a roll. He says, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door.
A green door.
Make it green. All right. See, Lloyd doesn't know, but that was a good one, Lloyd. I'm going to hush and just say my states. It's a good thing, I promise. Okay. Tonight we have Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas, Pennsylvania, New York, Alaska, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, Wisconsin, Louisiana, Delaware, Arizona, Maine, North Dakota, South Dakota, Canada, Georgia, Illinois, California, Virginia, Florida, Tennessee, Washington, Utah, New Jersey, Ohio, Texas, Michigan, Montana, Mississippi. And I didn't say Mississippi for last. I saved England. Stephen Shaw on Facebook says he's from England.
That's awesome.
Says Stephen Shaw, hello from the UK, England. Oh, sweet. And Timothy List from Dayton, Ohio. I think I said Ohio. Super cool. And I know I probably missed a whole bunch of states, but I tried. I promise. Becca said, I sense a new door to a large space filled with tools and sponsorships. Josh Patton, our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 731. Don't know where we got that. Monticello, Arkansas, 71656. Right?
71657.
71657. It's different than the regular.
71657.
71657.
Anyone got a Glowforge Pro? Mooseworks got to know. I don't.
Minnesota. I'm sorry. Colorado. I said Colorado, didn't I? Dang it. Okay, you can answer.
I know a lot of people using those Glowforges to etch on the cutting boards and different things like that. They look really cool. I've not messed with one, but I actually got in some stuff from Carbide this week. They sent me, I think it's that acrylic stuff, and it is acrylic with a little etching bit. So I'm gonna try to do that and see if that works out. So, and one of those. So this is actually a sign the batteries are dead, but the on air sign behind me, you can't see it. This right there. It's it lights up and it's pretty cool.
I know I'm not gonna say this name right, but I like it, so I'm gonna say it. 0313 Boucher.
No, you messed that all up.
It says
Bobby Boucher.
Watch all the videos. I love you guys. Matt, that inspirational video you put out, amazing. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
See, I thought it was wonderful too. That was kind of a last minute thing. We were actually talking about doing a different video, and he said, you said something about, what was it? That he was talking about messages that he gets. You said that you've been getting a lot of messages asking you how you stay motivated.
Yep.
And he had already been working on a different video. And I said, do that video. Do that video instead.
Let's do it.
And so he did. Last minute. And I think he was a little bit nervous about it. Bobby Boucher. Oh, goodness. Mike Adams, we're so glad you're here. He says, sorry he's late. We'll excuse you, but we are so glad that you're here now.
Joe D says, have you ever stained a piece that you have made and did not like it? If so,
Boucher
what do you
said
do?
I did it perfectly pronounced.
Restain, let it be. So I have stained some I didn't like. I haven't ever tried to sand it off. It would be, well, I'll take that back. I put some Rubio on and messed the table up. It's basically a stain and wound up sanding it all the way back off. And it was just a lot of sanding. You can either do that, or if you might can apply another layer of it if you wanted it a little darker. Other than that, I mean, I don't know.
Mooseworks. I know I said Alaska in there.
Okay. Stephanie wants to know, does 731 have a Facebook community?
Yes, we do.
It is. It's called
731.
Facebook.com/groups/731 Woodworks. You can find our community there. You got to answer 2 questions at the end. Will you obey the rules? There's like 5 or 6 of them. Be nice. No sales posts, etc., etc. And then what's your favorite tool? And then you answer those and y'all in.
Alien Leader wants to know if 731 has a Discord.
We do.
We do.
Have a Discord. And if you go to the motivational video, in the description, there's a link to that Discord. I started it several, thank you. I actually started it several months ago, and then it was like me and one other guy in there that neither one of us posted. And so I was like, I need to go on and get this out, because I kept getting people asking me if we had Discord.
Okay. Clark Duncan, thank you very much. He says, what projects recently done with your CNC? I do not see many uses by you. Can you please share more on use of the XXL4?
I have not used it much, but
he said that the other day that he needs to.
But I'm
make
fixing to start.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Clark, I asked him about it. I said, "Hey, can you cut something on your CNC for me?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know." So you know what I did? I went on to Etsy and I ordered from Farmhouse Carpenter. I highly recommend them for your CNC needs. And I ordered it. It will be here tomorrow.
Look at there. CNC not even moved. Actually, true story. I went out there yesterday. Monday.
Mine was a true story.
Yesterday, I turned the computer on. So I got a laptop out there. I turned that laptop on and booted it up and was fixing to start making a tray. I wanted to do a tray with a CNC. And I actually started everything up. And then I started working on a desk and never went back over there. So there's that. But yeah, I have plans to make more CNC content and roll that in with the regular content.
Our grand dog is at the door crying for us. Jim Winston wants to know, what is the hardest thing you had to overcome in building your woodworking business? I think yourself.
Yeah, it's
your
just
own self-doubt.
Yeah, you got to get past that, because, and I still have it. Like, I doubt myself on, should I post the motivational video? I doubt myself when I'm seeing a new project. I'm like, can I do that? You know, and it's not even a tool thing, because a lot of people's like, well, if I had those tools, I could build that. And I understand certain aspects of that, but I'm telling you, the stuff we built early on, we didn't have nothing to build it with. You know, I was using a speed square and trying to hold the right angle and help guide it that way. And just, you do what you got with what you got, but just overcoming the self-doubt. And I think that's a struggle a lot of us have, or a bunch of people anyway. And not everybody maybe, but it's that's probably the main thing to overcome is fear of failure and self-doubt on, can I do that? Am I able to make that? Or I can't do that. It's usually my response. I can't make that.
And another big thing that was really hard in the beginning for him was he didn't have the money to initially buy materials to even make much of anything. And I know that's what a lot of you guys tell us too. You know,
especially now, lumber's
yeah,
high.
lumber is so expensive. And he would tell me, he would say, man, I really want to make something else to sell. But if I take the money that from making that last thing, then I'm taking all the money to have to buy to, and that was one thing we talked about. And I was like, well, just keep reinvesting it, you know, and let it build up a little at a time. And that's what it started doing.
And it felt like forever.
It does.
Like,
yeah. Don't give up on yourself.
It's like 5 years went by like that. But at the time I'm thinking, man, I've got $100 in my account and I could take it and buy this lumber, or I could save it for the tool I want, kind of thing. And like, it just feels like the table saw. You remember that? Like, I wanted the table saw forever. It felt like.
I remember.
And I just kept saving and kept saving.
As a matter of fact, he was buying tools or getting stuff because family would give birthday money or Christmas money, or my mom.
Yeah, she donated
the
rest I needed for the table saw.
Yeah, so
it was like somebody asked a couple weeks ago where I would be without donated tools, and if you go watch that stream, it's right at the end. It kind of was like, I took it the wrong way. I think I almost took it personal or offensive, but I don't know that they meant it that way. I think it's just, I wouldn't be here without people helping me. And that's what the channel, we want to give back and help people too. But I wouldn't be in this position. Now, I may still be woodworking. I may still have a YouTube channel, and I may still have tools, and I may have bought some of them along the way. But I'm telling you, if it were not for you guys, we wouldn't sit here.
Mark Creasy, welcome to our Rumble 4 Supporter Club.
Yeah.
So glad to have you there.
I get to push buttons.
That's his favorite thing. Everybody join. That way he can push buttons. Okay. Jeff Ellis says, been working as a police officer for 23 years and looking to make a change and love woodworking. Now trying to learn bigger things and learn how to do work like you. Super cool.
Awesome.
Doug Butler says, just wanted to say thank you for the wonderful blessings and smiles. Keep up the wonderful words and sharing the love. Doug in Washington State.
Thank you, man.
He even capped that last part. Thank you so much.
Oh, capped it.
Did you just say, how do you do that?
Yeah, caps? I thought you said he bolded
There's a button that says caps lock. That's how you do it.
I thought you were talking about.
You should know that as much as you like buttons. Oh, goodness. Married man. Mighty Sawdust is talking to married man. Okay. It's hard to see really good with these contacts.
Need to borrow my glasses again?
Hey, don't make fun. Your eyes are just as old as mine.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Mo is sending us pictures. Our youngest son has passed out on the couch asleep. College is hard for a 19-year-old, y'all. He has to get up and stuff.
Yeah. If I can get my chat back. Can I not comment?
On what?
I can't comment on this one. I guess because it's going to 2 streams.
Oh.
I want to send you something.
Who?
You.
You're sending me something?
Yeah. I need you to put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Push this link in there.
What's this link to?
Let me see if it...
Yeah. I got it.
All right. So I had somebody send me this just real quick. They've got a... what do you call it? It's an auction. It's a fundraising auction for St. Jude's. 100% of the proceeds go to St. Jude's. So it's an excellent cause. We're a supporter of St. Jude's and just really, really love that you can just get treatment there for free when your kids have cancer. So it's just an amazing way to give. So if you're interested, greatest show on earth. I think it's the Minden. What was the name of it? Did you put it in there?
Mm-hmm.
Go check that out if you have time.
Minden St. Jude.
Yeah, Minden St. Jude. And they do an auction, and 100% of the proceeds go straight to St. Jude. So that's a really good cause. Married man is saying, looking forward to next week. To me, hope we don't keep you up too late. I get to be on Married Man show next week. She'll be on there without me. She'll just be biased. Well, there's another lady going to be in there with you. But it's on YouTube. Woodworking YouTubers. I always get that backwards. Woodworking YouTubers channel. So I will post a link in the community tab of this of this channel, as well as on Facebook, if you want to go check that out next week.
Hey,
And
Olivia.
it'll be after this show, so you can watch this show, and then you can watch her on Mary Man's show.
So I think that's super cool that I was reading somebody that I get to be on his show with them, me and another lady, talking about how we kind of got sucked into YouTube, because that's pretty much what happened.
Hey, come on, do a video with me.
Yeah, he was like, come here. Olivia, hey, though, one of my kiddos is on here tonight.
Hey.
Olivia, Miss McKenzie's on here, too. She's one of both our kids. Oh, my goodness. My
Kent wants to know if we have any plans for Valentine's Day. As far as projects, no. We're doing just regular content. As far as us, I think we're going on a date, unless I get stood up.
Well, you asked me out on a date on the night that I have a nail appointment.
What's more important?
Well, you're more important, but I have to make my nail appointments 2 weeks in advance. So,
what if we go on the date and then get you back in time for nail appointment?
So a day date?
Yeah, like a lunch date.
I guess.
Wow, that's enthusiasm right there, folks. What do 21 years of marriage get you? That.
I'm just picking.
Yeah, it didn't feel like you were just picking.
That's funny, y'all. Okay, so after the whole argument and stuff, I come home from getting my hair done Saturday.
Oh no, this is like several days after.
Yeah.
Later.
This was after we had done the show and
like
everything.
The day of,
well, I mean, after we talked about the argument and stuff. I come home, I pull up, and on the garage door, there's a big piece of paper that says 1. And then on the sidewalk to the house, there's another piece of paper that says 2, one that says 3, and then one on the front door that has 4 with a note that I have to read. I have to come inside, and out loud, I have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare Nerf war. And there was a loaded Nerf gun there.
Show with extra bullets.
With extra bullets. And then as soon as I said it, he popped up from behind the kitchen counter, and we had the best Nerf gun fight. Yeah. It was awesome.
Till I ran into the wall.
Yeah. So he's like completely made up for that. So that was like the only date I even needed. That was awesome.
Justin Woodworks says, is the Outlaw cutting board butter good for sealing the board? You can use it for sealing the board. I actually used it on a charcuterie board. Worked perfectly fine. I would actually recommend soaking the board first in mineral oil, or at least coating it real good and let it get soaked into that wood grain, and then use the board butter on top to kind of give it that extra layer of protection of that waxy finish. That's pretty much what it's for. You can use it to seal it. It'll work fine, but I think soaking it gives it a little extra.
Tommy Campbell says, thank you for your story. That was earlier. And then Lloyd Wagoner says, what does it feel like to be a mentor to so many people, including myself?
Man, I'm going to tell you, a couple of people have told me that, and I don't know. I don't know if it sinks in or not, but it's very humbling, and I appreciate that you guys think of me that way. I've never thought of myself as somebody people look up to,
I've looked
like
up
a mentor,
you.
but
ever since I met you.
I'm just taller. It's just, I don't know, man. It's humbling, really, and I feel like it's a very big responsibility that I take very seriously, and I don't want to ever let anybody down. However, I'm human, and I know that I will, and so that's kind of a two-sided sword there, because you wind up looking up to people, and then they say something or do something, and it lets you down, and I don't know. I worry that I'm going to do that. I know I probably will, because I'm a human, and all I can do is ask for forgiveness at that point, I guess. And if I have let you down, I'm sorry, but I'm just a regular guy, man. I really am. I'm just doing. I've been blessed. I've been blessed to do this. What's the matter?
So I was laughing at what Mo just said, because her dog barked and she said, sorry, a car horn started going off. So Mia is on edge, live edge. That was wonderful. That was a good one, Mo. Oh, come on. That was a good one. She's so short, she can't normally do that.
Dan Dixon, what is a good paint sprayer for builds for someone on a budget? There is a Home Right Finish Max. Yeah, Home Right Finish Max. That in the link in the description, there's one that says tools I like or something like that on Amazon. If you'll click that and go there, it's one of the top row up there. It's a Finish Max. It's about $100. And while that's not budget, it's one of the better ones you're going to find. If you spend $20 or $30 on one, it's going to leave you really disappointed because it's not going to spray good. This one I've used for years. I've still got it. It's out there in the shop. I use it still to this day, and it's got hundreds of sprays in it that I've sprayed water-based and oil-based stuff with it. Works really good for $100. That's one I recommend.
So T Sharp says fear equals false evidence appearing real.
That's right.
I thought that was so cool. And
That is
4321 is doing our minute warnings. He said that he's auditioning for a program director.
Well, there's not an opening.
There's not an opening, but you might could see if Steph wants you as her assistant. That's funny. Thank you, Jason Garrett. He says we do a great job.
Every time I hear his name, I think of that coach. Is he or was he the Cowboys coach at one time?
Married man asked Becca what she was making lately. She said, making dreams, homie, because I sure ain't making any projects.
That's funny.
I love Becca. Becca's she's a wordsmith too.
Yeah.
She's a wordy.
Yeah, Cal, you're right. Jonathan Katz Moses has an HVLP video, and he recommends there's a set of 3 HVLP guns on there. I don't know the name brand. I've got them out there. Aero Pro or something like that. They're $100 too. There's 3 guns. If you have a big enough air compressor, my little pancake air compressor is not quite big enough to keep up with that volume. It works all right for a small project, but anything bigger than that, you need a bigger air compressor. But if you already got one, those are really good. So
Olivia says, Miss Outlaw, you should so make us some s'mores cookies because our poems were so great. I just had my class do poetry. And this little chickadee that's on here tonight, she's had one of my s'mores cookies. So they're wanting some more of my cookies. I got to make them some cookies. They are a pretty good class.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having some.
I have to admit, they're. 4321 said he would be the assistant program director.
There you go.
There you go. Steph, you have an application for an assistant. But I'm going to leave the hiring up to you on that.
Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you.
Kyle says, I'm new to following you, but think you're awesome, very informative and nice. Do you implement your faith in any way into your work? If so, how?
I have a couple of times. Let me see. I got a picture of it I was going to show, but
and
we
Carolina
got off on this
agrees
tangent, and then I didn't show any more pictures. I had a whole bunch of them to show y'all, and they're all not going to get shown now. They'll be hidden forever in the old photo library.
What was Mo sending me?
Where was that? Did I share it? Darn it. I don't guess I put it in this album. There's a bench that I made that has, there it is. Never mind. Right as I was speaking.
Oh.
So I made this bench one time that has a cross, and it's just, you can see on that back right there, it's pocket holes. You can actually put pieces over that to cover that up, but it has crosses on each end. It's just 1x4s and then maybe like a 1x2 on top to kind of give it that 3D look. That was actually a pretty popular bench. I made a few of those actually.
What is the greatest show on earth thing?
The greatest show on earth.
Oh.
On turf?
Look.
Oh.
Like,
that's still that, what you call it?
Well, it's still on there, so like they're not seeing anything.
Well, I put
it's
it
off now.
Oh, okay. That was that auction, that St. Jude auction I was showing. So you didn't see the bench or no?
Yeah, we saw the bench and then we saw
okay.
that. So, he pushing buttons
pushed a
and
button.
stuff, they just don't work right for him.
There's
they just
one
don't
right there.
work out.
Remember I said I'm pushing the picture in picture. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, you had the St. Jude website up, but that's a really good call. So
well,
maybe God intervened there.
Hey, that's the one I was telling you about. Go check out. There's a link. She should post it again so y'all can see it. You can post
Married man said, Matt, you're talking about the greatest show, talking about something else. You're posting the greatest show, talking
post
about
that link. So
post what link?
The one I sent you earlier.
I've already posted it.
It's way up there. They don't forget where it's at.
Oh my goodness, you are so extra.
It should still be in your copy thing.
Let me repost it. Well, you don't know what all I do on my computer when you ain't looking. So I'll be talking to other people too.
Well, that's rude.
What?
They didn't see the bench. Hold on. Let me show you real quick.
Oh, it didn't pop up. Oh my. Y'all are asking him to push buttons? Really?
5-year woodworking bench. Let's see if this shows up this time. Let's see.
Okay. Sean Kohler.
There you go.
We'll answer you in a second.
So that's the cross bench. Like I was saying, on the back side of the cross, you can actually see the where the pocket holes are. But the front side is just a 1x4 and some 1x2s to create that 3D look cross. So there you go. Somebody got a question?
Yes. So Sean Kohler on Facebook says that he runs Smoky River Woodworks in North Carolina. Just found you on Facebook a week or so ago. Been woodworking for about 25 years.
Nice.
Started a business in 2019. Your videos are great. Super informative.
Thank
for new woodworks, just getting their feet wet. And then he says, I haven't had a chance to go through all your videos, and I'm a little late catching this video, but what trends are you seeing for furniture down your way? More modern.
Yeah, the more modern take
Clean.
is
Mhm.
cleaner lines, more modern
The farmhouse is still really popular, but they're calling it the modern farmhouse. I've even seen it called glam farmhouse. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but it's the gold accents, slim lines, very, very clean, and where colors that are getting really popular right now are navy and dark green. I hate to call it hunter green, because to me hunter green is a very old color, like mauve, because that's what my mom used years and years ago. But it's sort of that hunter green, but more of I like to call it more of a deep emerald green that's kind of coming in. But everything's really clean and modern right now. Not cold and modern, but a clean, comfy.
Scott wants to know, is there a build you're interested in doing and making a video about? We actually got several build videos coming. I'm actually working on one now. It's a gamer desk with an actual desk. This is more of a table that I made, call it a desk. This one that I'm making now is a gaming desk that it's going to have a one of the boards on the tabletop is going to lift up, and there's going to be a cable tray in there. I've already got it basically built, and I just got to finish running the wires. LEDs underneath, like a pop-up what do you call it? Electrical outlet with the wireless charge. It's going to be sweet. Sweet.
Max Diamond Guy wants to know if our closet would be considered glam farmhouse. Yes, because it still had that farmhouse feel with the top that we did. And oh my Lord, our grand dog is in the window looking at us. But yes, I think that's what it is.
I got to push this button.
Hold on.
I already pushed it.
What button are you pushing?
Nothing happened though.
Oh my gosh.
That was a letdown.
Okay, it's time to go because he is pushing buttons. Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, we know that button don't do nothing.
We will close with Brian Jackson's comment.
All right.
How to get motivated was downright awesome. Was truly genuine and from the heart. You guys are great and absolutely love the channel. Thank you and look forward to many more inspirations.
We love y'all, man.
Yes.
We really do. All of you. We thank you.
Thank you so much.
Y'all have a good night.